What is going on, everybody? My name's Trips, and game one of the day. What's going on? Okay, so this is, I believe, a round one lower bracket. So both these teams did unfortunately lose yesterday. Let's hope that one of these teams can redeem themselves. It is going to be Kill Me Before Sex and Victory. Radiant do get the first pick, so let's see what Victory are going to ban out here. Unless they're going to go for target bans, you know, characters or heroes rather that they know. Okay, Leshrac, obviously very good intelligence. I mean, carry-ish, yes, but he's more of a nuker. He's like an AoE nuker. It's weird. Excuse me while I down some caffeine. But we're going to see, hopefully we see some... Maybe, I don't want to say desperation, but that's the word I want to use, is desperation picks. Some strange strategies coming out from these teams. You know, maybe they should pull out a pocket strat, keep themselves in the tournament. But let's make sure there we go. Make sure I'm clicked on the game so that we get that lovely in-game audio, which the music is a little bit loud. I'm going to turn this down a bit. So do excuse me. There we go. Okay. So I want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me over this music. But Spearbreaker Band coming out, very good offlane, as well as the Undying, extremely good offlane, extremely good early game presence. If he gets those decay stacks up, and even if they run an aggressive tri-lane up top with the Undying, something like a Veno, Undying, and I've seen Bloodseeker with like a Zeus mid that's an incredible combo. Silencer being brought out as a ban. I mean, a lot of the Eastern teams seem to value Silencer as like a first ban, first or second ban rather in the first pick. Mirana being picked up obviously for that global stealth and her early game arrows. If you know, obviously it's dependent on the skill of the Mirana player, which I have no bearing to. Know how Victory plays this. I, in fact, don't even know what player will play this, but I imagine they have a good Mirana. That's why they're going to pick it. Vengeful Spirit, another strong support, very solid stun, swap, someone that you can just throw into the fight, and even if she dies, as long as she gets what she needs to get off, very valuable support. Early game gank as well. Early rotations on that mid lane if they're going to pick a mid laner that needs some protection. Witch Doctor, there you go. There's that early game ganking presence. Obviously, the Witch Doctor cask is a little bit more. You gotta hope. You gotta hope for that. The good bounces, the RNG on those bounces. But either way, if he can find some room for the farm for his Aghanims, or you know just enough early fights early that'll get him that Aghanims, it will. If he gets that snowball going, it'll definitely secure them a lot of team fights. Or if they have a little bit of trouble and he finds that Ags later on in the game, it can definitely turn the tides. So as far as I can tell right now, it does look like they are going for more of a defensive. Ooh, the Shadow Shaman. I do love myself some Shadow Shaman. I did play Shadow Shaman a lot back in last year's meta when he was very, very strong with the Death Ball. Void being banned out. Void, very strong carry. No matter what you do to that character, that Chronosphere is just... whew, just too much to deal with sometimes. They did nerf him. They did nerf a lot of the supports that, you know, can put their things into the Chronosphere, but you just can't shut that hero down. He's just, like I said yesterday, one of those heroes that can do something that no one else can. Tidehunter as well. Tidehunter, very big team fight ability with the... Wow, I blanked on the ability. Ravage. I don't know why I blanked on it when I was trying to make that sentence. My brain just wants to play games on me today. But hopefully a little bit of caffeine can solve that. Enigma. Ooh. Enigma is one of those characters that just makes sense to me. And he's also very fun to play, very powerful. When you get that nice black hole off, there's nothing the enemy team can do about it. Nothing. You can BKB all you want, buddy, but you are... And then there's obviously the hilarious... blink in, black hole, get immediately stunned, or black hole, nothing. Dire using up a little bit of their reserve time here. Maybe they're thinking about it. Juggernaut, a nice solid ban. Very strong carry if he's built right. Phoenix, something we don't see too often in the hands of excuse me, people who it's very polarized. People who play Phoenix are either very good at Phoenix, or teams just don't pick her at all. Very strong offlaner. But, ooh, Troll Warlord, you know, he was very strong before 6.84, but, I mean, he's still a strong carry. He's still got that global attack speed that is just, it just buffs the rest of his team. And if Mirana can actually find some farm, you know, get like a Maelstrom, maybe end up getting Desolator, that AoE, or a global, I'm sorry, attack speed will help her out a lot, actually help out, put a lot of damage into the team fight. Shadow Fiend, very strong mid, although he does need a little bit of protection, because he is kind of squishy. He doesn't really have an escape. He just does a whole crap ton of damage. So that's where that Vengeful and Witch Doctor are going to come in. Maybe they can get some early rotations down in the Shadow Fiend's lane for him. So now that the draft is almost done, it's obviously slowing down just a bit because the teams are analyzing what the other team is picking, noting what they think that they can bring to the table. They don't want to just say, oh, hey, X hero counters Shadow Fiend, so let's play him. What if someone doesn't feel comfortable in this specific group? They want to make sure that they pull all the right strings to put together a good team comp, and make sure that everyone is comfortable, because you don't want to force somebody into playing something just because it counters the opposing hero, because you can run into a problem there where, yes, the hero does have the advantage as the hero is, but if that player isn't up to par on that hero in this current build, current items and stuff like that, they might not do as well as they should. Weaver going to be picked up. A decent hero, to be honest, because while the Witch Doctor cast and the Vengeful Spirit do both have stuns, I mean, the Phoenix Egg is technically a stun, but you don't want to count on that too much unless you get something like a Naga Siren to guarantee it, or like a Black Hole. But the Weaver is a good pickup because right now they only have two. They only have 2 direct stuns. And if Weaver can pick up an early Lincoln's, he can protect himself, some other people on his team if need be, but I mean mostly it's going to be on himself. But he's going to be very hard to deal with just because they don't have any AoE stuns as it is right now besides the egg, but I mean I won't go into that again. Maybe the Dire are going to pick up a couple Force Staffs if they want, you know, maybe they can get a Force Staff off on him and then a stun, you know, because if you can pop that Lincoln's, he's nothing. That Lincoln's is a lot of money, but it is very cost efficient for what it offers you. Queen of Pain being blocked out. I mean, very strong mid. It's very good against the Shadow Fiend just because the amount of damage she can deal with her mobility with that blink. She's very strong at controlling runes, with Shadow Fiend kind of needs, not extremely, but he does benefit from them a lot. If you can find a good rune, but I think it's more so the mobility to be able to jump on top of that Shadow Fiend right when she gets level 6 and just do so much pure damage with the change to her ult a couple patches ago. Slark being picked up, obviously a very good carry. I think he is a very strong active carry. He is very good at getting a couple items and then just going across the map and wreaking havoc. The only problem is he doesn't really have too much, to fight uphill to guarantee out that game. A lot of his ability is to fight other heroes, and Tiny being picked up. Honestly, Tiny is a pretty good counter to that Slark, just because the craggy exterior Slark might have to get a BKB to deal with that, because that can get very annoying if RNG is on Tiny's side. And honestly, that Troll Warlord mixed up with the Tiny with that attack speed on the global level, it's going to be very good. So, okay, right now we're going to go over to the Dire team. Let's see if we can do this correct here. So, I like to introduce the players and give them a little bit of note as who they're playing, where they're going, what they're doing. So, you're going to have Papa G on the Phoenix, I'm going to say Jabrori on the Witch Doctor, Pongs on the Slark, Battybot on the Vengeful Spirit, I Cannot Read Your Name on the Shadow Fiend, and over on the Radiant, we're going to have Loxrhyme on the Troll Warlord, Kooks on the Shadow Shaman, Axler on the Marana, Polopit on the Weaver, and Kibu on the Tiny. So hopefully we can get a good game out here. Hopefully it's not too long of a pause Dota. And if you cannot tell, the caffeine is definitely kicking in here, boys and girls. I apologize, chat. I did not notice. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I will go. I will go and do my thing. So, pause Dota. Let's see if I picked up a few. Let's see. Nope. Yep, there we go. That's it. Picked up a few hotkeys, learning what I'm doing, making sure I'm not clicking around the screen, bothering you guys. So, a couple of starting items. Got a couple of mangoes out on the Tiny and the Weaver. I don't know why the Weaver would. You know, that's decent, obviously. The mango, obviously, on the Tiny, because the Tiny does have a very small int pool. Witch Doctor's going to be picking up that smoke. Maybe they're going for some kind of early gank, or maybe they just want to secure that rune with a sick play. Tango's being shadowed on the Shadow Fiend. Very nice pulling out their team. But, oh, the Shadow Shaman is disconnected. That's why he hasn't picked up anything yet. Rana looks like she's going to be going for that early Ring of Aquila. I'm interested to see where they're going to lane, to be honest. You know what I'm worried about? I hit a couple keys earlier, and I wonder if I blocked out. Let's see, hotkey. How's my phone vibrating? Yeah. A lot of pings coming out. Ping, 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 ping. So let's make sure that we didn't do anything. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what it is. Yep, I definitely hit something. So, glad I figured that out. Okay. Accidentally hit a hotkey, but it's alright. Did not affect the game in any way. And I have a little bit of some new camera settings that I implemented, so hopefully we can go over well with that. Let's make sure that make sure my scroll speeds are correcto mundo. It looks like we're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay here, guys. Yes, definitely we're doing okay. So, and someone's hitting the drum. I think that's Troll Warlord. So, over on the Dire, gonna see Dire definitely moving together here. Smoke coming out, and like I said, I feel like they might just want to secure this rune up top, but kind of a little bit of a wasted smoke. But they didn't know that because the entire Radiant team is down bot. So Phoenix did put a ward out here. I do like this ward. It doesn't block the pole camp, but it does give you a lot of vision. So it's kind of like it's kind of what you want it to be. You don't know, do you want to have it de-warded pretty fast, because if the opposing enemy or if the opposing supports realize that that ward is there, it could get de-warded pretty fast, and ooh, that would have been a very sick play, Phoenix, but unfortunately it did not go your way. But what I was saying was that if you use the offlane ward for the vision, you're going to get a lot more out of it, because there's a chance that they don't know where it's going to be. If it doesn't block anything, they have no way of knowing, even if you did ward. But if you do ward and you do block a camp, it could just get dewarded right away if the enemy supports want to put that gold investment into it, and you basically just lose one of your first wards for the lockout period that wards are allowed. So I think, looks like Phoenix is going to go Tranquil, is obviously a very big staple for the Phoenix players, but honestly, I feel like this Phoenix is getting a little bit of room here. Even if she might not be getting the perfect CS, she's almost level 2. And she's doing a little bit of denying for Troll Warlord's farm. Mirana might wanna do something. If I feel like she's looking for an arrow right now, but there should be a little bit more on the contest against protecting the Troll Warlord, which could also, you know, that could lean on the shoulders of the Shaman too. But if you look over here on the Radiant, the Weaver has no experience, none whatsoever. So the Dire are definitely doing an extremely good job that the Radiant, unfortunately, is not. Going to see a rotation from the Mirana up top. She didn't show, I believe, at all, so there's no reason for them to think that she is up here. She's going to be fishing for an arrow. Hopefully she can help her Weaver out, because if Weaver gets a little bit of experience and gets that snowball, he's going to be a menace. And for to have that type of carry in your off lane, it's very strong, because instead of having, you know, a lot of offlaners are usually like tanky, beefy characters that, yeah, they're good and they offer a lot to the team and they're going to get in the middle of the team fight and soak up a lot of damage. If you have something more of like a slippery carry like Weaver, who's going to do a lot of damage and might not be as tanky, but you also just can't do as much damage to him, he's going to be a pivotal part of the Radiant team if he can get that snowball off a little bit. But like I said, he literally has, okay, now he has 112 experience, so he's just about halfway to level 2. But if you look, the Phoenix is already level 3. So let's take a look at, not last hits, what am I looking for? I'm looking for hero level right now. So if you look, obviously the mid laners are going to be, because they're solos, they're going to be pretty high up there. Troll Warlord and Phoenix, though, they're equal, same level, because the Shaman has been, for what I've seen, in the very beginning, he was sitting in lane soaking up some of that experience and just wasn't pushing the Phoenix off of her territory. And now the Phoenix is more levels than there are minutes in the game. So if you're an offlaner, what's a decent timing for you is going to be, ooh, up top. I'm sorry. So going to see a cast coming off. It's followed up with a stun, Maledict, Pounce. And that's going to be it for the Mirana. That's going to be First Blood. Going to the Vengeful Spirit. Maybe they didn't want to do that, but the Vengeful probably is going to be able to get boots off of that, maybe some extra wards or a courier upgrade. But what was I saying? Oh, as far as the off lane goes, if you want a decent timing, if you want to know if you're doing okay in the off lane, you want to be getting probably around a level every minute of the game. So right now it is 3 minutes into the game, and Phoenix is level 4. She's doing exceptionally well, and you might say, yeah, well, she doesn't have that much farm. She's only, 7 CS, but that's okay, because just the way that the character works out is that, yeah, of course, a lot of heroes want farm, but she's a suicide lane hero, so really, as long as you don't die and you can collect enough experience, you're doing okay. You're doing pretty well off. Whereas this Mirana, unfortunately, I really wish this Mirana would go mid. I wish that she would try to line up an arrow on the... What am I looking to say? On the opposing mid on this Shadow Fiend, because Shadow Fiend is very squishy, and if you can get like a arrow off on the Shadow Fiend, and you can have your Tiny here followed up with a stun from the Tiny and then a throw. You can even, stun with an arrow. Tiny runs up, throws back to the Mirana. Or actually, you know what? I don't think you could throw onto the Mirana. I think you'd have to throw onto the creeps, but just that combination, because you do have a stun mid, so it's not like you're just relying on the arrow. But here she is. She's here finally. Let's see. Tiny does have full mana pool, and he's just about actually level 6. So if he can get level 6 in between, there he is. He just got the level 6. He's gonna use Grow up top though. Barely missed it. They did get a kill off on the Weaver, and that's gonna go to Slark. So that's gonna be very good once again for the Dire. The Dire are up 2-0 right now. And looking at this Phoenix is almost level 6. But they are going to see some rotations from the Radiant. Going to go help out this Tiny mid. And if you haven't noticed already, ooh, the arrow and actually hits the ranged creep. The Mirana tried to lead it a little bit. You know, usually if you hope that the enemy player is, once they see the arrow, they, you know, oh, okay, I gotta back off, so they run backwards, and the Mirana tried to lead it a little bit. Unfortunately, the Shadow Fiend just didn't move, so it really didn't affect the Shadow Fiend whatsoever. Excuse me, the audio's gonna... Oh, you're gonna have a throw. Ooh, throw the Shaman with a Shackle into a stun. That was a little bit of an early stun, but that Hex is gonna come out, and I really do think the Shadow Fiend is dead. Yeah, because you have an Ether shot coming off on the Shadow Shaman that's only level 1, so it's gonna do 140 damage plus the 25%, so it's gonna do roughly it's gonna do, yeah, somewhere around 110 damage, I believe, right? Is that 25% of 100 is 25, and then, yeah, roughly 110 damage-ish, 112. And there you go. Just wanted to give that, just, you know, that was good. They gave that kill over to Tiny Phoenix. Tried to TP in, but unfortunately, it was a little bit too late. And honestly, I don't know who paused. I don't know if they were able to see that, but I would have just stopped that TP right away, because now she's going to walk all the way back down bot, and she's going to lose out on a bit of experience. Experience that was pushed to her tower. So a lot of advantage you get in the offlane is when a creep wave is pushed into your tower, because your tower just gives you all that experience. There's, you know, really nothing that you can do about, or the enemy team can do about that, because it's just gonna give you all of the experience unless they deny it. So Troll doing a little bit of damage, although he's hit by the spirits here, so he does have that slowed attack speed. I'm gonna go back to the Twitch chat. Excuse me. Asfondo Nero. I don't know what that means, guys. Sorry, I speak English. I'm a noob when it comes to the Italian language. Although I do have Italian roots. I have Italian and German roots in my family. So. A little bit of quieting down. Troll Lord's gonna pop that salve. Very good. Excuse me. That's good, you know, trick for anybody who's wondering. Instead of just sitting in lane with a bunch of missing experience, if you do have that healing, just heal. If, you know, you run out of healing, your original healing, when, and, you know, you don't want to buy a smaller item, just curry yourself out, you know, some regen. That's not a problem, you know. I don't see a lot of people buy regen after their first initial purchase, but it's strong. It'll keep yourself in lane. You can keep getting experience. You don't have to just run back to base, heal up in the fountain, and then run back. Because you might say, oh, I'm saving gold that way, but you're losing a lot of experience, and you're not out on the map. So, get to see an initiation, and actually a stun that stopped the dive, and didn't even get off the shackles, but a few right clicks from the Troll Warlord. The ult, I think, just completely, actually... I didn't even think about that till now. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but the Troll Warlord ult just completely counters the Phoenix. Because even if she gets the spirits out, what? The spirits do how much slow? Attack speed slow at max levels 140, and at max levels 180. So after Troll Warlord gets level 11, the Phoenix spirits are almost countered. So that's pretty unfortunate for that Phoenix, and that Troll Warlord ult, it really isn't that much. She's going to try to chase down this Troll Warlord, missing a lot of spirits actually. She's going to hit that one, but with those phase boots, Troll Warlord's not going to have any problems here. So, let's take a look at... Oop. Shaman's going to get a stealth and Hex. Right clicks, shackles, stun, and a throw. There goes the Shadow Fiend again. Very squishy. Very, very, very squishy. I think that the Venge and the Witch Doctor should definitely be watching out for this mid. I know there's almost no way that you could predict that because of the stealth rune. You know, obviously you could get a ward down there, but I think that maybe the Shadow Fiend should ask for one of his supports to just sit mid. Just come here. Make sure you protect me. Let me get a little bit of levels going on. He is level 8. He has max souls and max raises. He doesn't have a level in his ult yet. Once he gets one more level, he should be able to team fight, but he's going to have almost a whole level to go for that. Down bot, Phoenix dive a little bit deep just to get the creep wave. Troll is going to come out, She's going to be able to dive, I think, unless she... Actually, she's fallen a little bit behind with those phase boots. If he can get a bash off, he's going to do a lot of damage here. She's got a while on that. Oh, Troll. Troll wanted that, but they're going to have TPs in, and honestly, it looks like if they want to dive this Troll Warlord, does he have any response? No one up top has a TP. He actually has 0 response right now. If they want, they could easily dive the Troll Warlord, but if they don't think they know that. They might not be able to look at the inventories of the enemy team. And I think that's the Slark pinging out saying, go, go, let's take this tower. This is my favorite thing to do on Troll Warlord, by the way. Just switch his Q. And here goes the Phoenix. Gonna see a cast coming out. Not gonna be able to bounce. Gonna get the egg off. And a little bit of response. They must have actually just bought TP scrolls. Slark gonna go in. A few right clicks. Gonna have a 4th person come down here. Shackle goes off on the Witch Doctor. A few right clicks. And actually a good turnaround. The Radiant didn't lose anybody. That Troll Warlord stuck to his guns, killed the egg, and then got out. Very good response. Very good response from the Radiant team. So I think when I said that they didn't have response, they actually must have known, hey, what if our troll gets dove down bot? Let's head up to the side shop and get a TP. And that's what they did. And it was perfect. I don't think that the Dire team actually reacted in time. If they would have reacted a little bit sooner, they actually might have got a few kills. So we're going to see some more defense down bot. For the Dire team, they don't want to lose this tower. And there's a lot of heavy pressure coming out here. Weaver going... Weaver actually has not a lot of farm. Wow. He had a decent amount of experience. Or, oh no, that's right. There was a Phoenix that had the decent amount of experience. I'm sorry. Weaver did get shut down early. Let's see if I learn some more of these fancy graphs here. Net worth actually going to be going in favor of victory. Excuse me. Stun going off just to get some farm. I thought it was going to be for a kill, but no. Net worth right now just above 2K, nothing extreme, and XP in the favor of victory as well. I think it was that a few right clicks. Is Troll Warlord actually going to do this? Slark could easily leave or pounce away, but that was a little bit of a preemptive. Phoenix going pretty hard right now, and she's going to get initiated on. Ooh, that arrow. If that arrow would have landed, Phoenix would have easily been dead there. A lot of the Dire team up here. The Shadow Fiend is a little bit off, but here comes the Weaver. Weaver's going to dive in. He really wants these kills. Gonna see some bugs coming out, but the Weaver does get stunned, and he's gonna eat another cask as well. And the stun from the Phoenix is gonna stun up the Troll Warlord. Slark's gonna be able to come in here with a little bit of extra effort. A shot coming out as well as the Snakes put out Shackle on the Phoenix, and there goes the Phoenix. A few more right clicks from these wards. In the Shaman, oh, the Slark actually barely makes it, doesn't actually make it out. That Mirana was nice, and a throw coming off from the Tiny. 4 for nothing, or 4 for 1, I'm sorry. The Weaver did die in that. Shadow Fiend is being, you know, a little bit selfish, but he did lose a little bit from those couple ganks from the Shadow Shaman. He does need that room. He's going for that level 11. He wants to get a little bit more farm before he fights next. But that was a very good response from the Radiant once again. They kept their ground. They did lose the Weaver. Weaver did dive a little bit too hard, but I mean, once you see it, you want it. You want those kills. Snake's not going to be able to be used because of the one fight, but it's kind of the distinction you got to be made. Cast coming out. Going to have the leap. Ooh. And actually that kind of leaves Shadow Shaman in a very poor position. Shackle. The Shackle was used to stop the Death Ward, but the Slark cleaned up the kill, and really that's what the Dire wanted. The Death Ward was maybe a bit overkill, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. That's a horrible statement. That's not a statement. I don't know what that's called. So, Let's see how that affected the graphs a little bit. I'm going to be using my fancy graphs for a while. Just about the same where we left them off, so let's not look at those for a little bit. How about we look at some item builds? So, Troll Warlord going to be doing a little bit of defensiveness. Shadow Shaman looks like he might go for the mech here. Blink Dagger off on the Tiny. A TP response down bot. Who do we lose there? We lost the Phoenix. The TP response from the Vengeful Spirit almost saved him. But, I don't know, maybe it was a little bit of a wasted rotation. Looks like Slark actually might go for the Shadow Blade. But besides Shadow Blade and a Blink Dagger, I don't see anything, but where are we losing somebody? Oh, that's going to be a Troll Warlord ult from mid, actually. Shadow Feed coming down. Trying to protect this tower from this Troll Warlord, but if he gets a little bit too far in, nope, Troll Warlord's just going to run away. I don't know if he sensed that TP, but almost got that mid tower. We do not have a first tower of the game yet. Do have a lot of kills, 15 kills on the board, favoring the Radiant. And how are we doing on levels? Only 2 so far. Both mid laners going to be at level 11 just because of the experience they've been getting. Troll is not too far behind, actually. Let's go back to those last hits. Dire leading off right now. Net worth here. Net worth, Tiny, very high up there in net worth, not too far ahead of the Shadow Fiend. So there's basically, they do kind of cancel each other out just because of the nature of the mid laners. 4 people mid though, 4 people going to be able to take this tower. I don't think they're going to commit snakes to this. I hope not. Just a Troll Warlord, all easy. What is it? 30-second cooldown. That is still too OP. That is still too OP in my opinion. Radiant going to be responding down bot. They're going to lose this tower, I think, before they're even going to be able to get here. They're not even going to fort. But I think they're going to be looking to see if they can catch somebody out here. You're going to see a TP out from the Witch Doctor. He actually made his way top. Very good rotation instead of just TPing home. Push up this lane. Everyone just rotated down bot. Did a couple people pick up some TP scrolls? Yes, they did, and they're going to be rotating up top. Troll Warlord as well as the Shaman. Going to say, you're not taking this tower. Few right clicks off, and actually going to eat a cask right now. Just a defensive cast. I didn't want to go on that. Up top, Phoenix hiding in the trees, hoping for somebody to pop out. Maybe he can jump on. But nobody's there, Phoenix. Just you, man. So it looks like a couple of pings coming out on the Radiant team. They want to take this top tower up here. They do have the snakes. They do have pretty much everything up here. How's the Weaver doing on farm? Weaver is actually going to go for the medallion. I don't think that's exactly what he wanted. He can build that medallion into... What is that new item called? Help me out here, game. Solar Crest. The Solar Crest is actually very good on Weaver. Gives him that evasion. Makes him even slipperier. That's a hard word to say. Blink. Ooh, that was a little bit of an aggressive blink here from the Tiny. And he's... Oh, that was quite unfortunate. They're going to Mirana ult and they're going to get out of here. That's a very big slip up. But the dust. The dust, actually a very good dust up here. Slark going to use one more pounce. Not going to be able to. He is hexed up. Troll Warlord coming up to clean up. They're going to take out the egg. And the Shadow Fiend ult with a shackle actually going to stop this a lot here. But Slark's coming back in. He's going to clean house. The Radiant almost made a good turnaround there, but unfortunately that would have been a sick arrow. Unfortunately, though, the Dire stood their ground and only lost the egg. Very good Shadow Fiend ult there. A few pings coming out on a few pink pings coming out from the Phoenix saying, "Get that tower, boys, get it." So honestly, right now, that was a big swing back for the Dire. Very big dip in gold, bringing that back towards the middle of the pack right now. So the Dire showing that they definitely hold a chance in this game. Very exciting game right now. Very back and forth. Gonna take a look. Shadow Blade up on that Slark right now. Nothing too big up on anybody else besides the Blink and the Medallion. It looks like Troll Warlord, maybe he's going for that BKB. He could also be going for a Sanjin Yasha really fast. Tiny gonna be in a little bit of a predicament right here if the pounce lands on the Slark. Cast, blink, unfortunate. Slark, honestly, I feel like Slark might have hesitated a little bit. He did not have the mana unless he tread switched for the pounce. A few pings coming out right now. I do not know if this is, I believe this is the Shadow Fiend saying, I want that rune, maybe? Shadow Fiend gonna go ahead and pick up the Shadow Blade as well. I think they might have it warded. That's what they might be saying. I don't know what to interpret from these pings so far. Rune's going to go ahead and spawn. It is going to be an illusion down bot as well as a bounty up top. Shadow Fiend leading the pack right now with his 100 last hits as well as his 1-2-2 record. Not the best. He did get a couple ganks on him early on from that Shadow Shaman, but he's honestly doing pretty well. I think his net worth is up there. He's top of the charts right now for being ganked early. It's just, I mean, it's very, you gotta admire him for that. He didn't give up, he didn't lose hope, and he's doing pretty well now, and he's just gonna force down this middle tower. Nothing Dire or Radiant can really do about that. Phoenix is gonna go in, gonna get hexed up actually, and an arrow is gonna hit the Invis Slark. Just going to pop that egg just because she was probably scared a little bit of dying. Slark's going to go in pretty far here. Not too much that they got out of that. Just a lot of the Radiant scurrying like little rats. So, other than that, let's see where we're at. So, if the Dire can go ahead and push this bot lane down right now, this Shadow Fiend is actually really scary as far as his skill build goes. He is going to be going Sanjin Yasha as well. Smoke coming out from the Dire. Maybe they can catch up this Tiny. If they catch up this Tiny, they're definitely going to be able to secure this tower. Pounce lands, as well as the Phoenix diving in with a Death Ward and a Shadow Fiend ult. Just going to push the entire Radiant team back right now. Hopefully they don't slip up a bit. That Mirana ult is keeping them stealth. I don't know what the Shadow Fiend thinks he's going to get out of this. Or I'm sorry, the Shadow Shaman. This game is a little bit, the game sounds are a bit loud, so I will, I'm going to adjust those for the next game. But as for right now, I don't want to interrupt too much. And they're just going to keep off. They have a lot to throw out, a lot of things to ward off the Radiant. And easy tower. So the Dire definitely taking a big swing back into this game. They're having a little bit of trouble early on. A lot of the early trades were in favor of the Radiant, but now they're definitely showing their stride. They're picking up their gameplay right now, and let's see how it goes from now on. The Radiant, so there is that mechanism on the Phoenix, and it looks like there's going to be a Force Staff out on the Venge soon. But the Radiant are definitely in this still. The Radiant definitely have something to fight for. The Weaver isn't doing too hot, and the mech isn't up yet on the Shadow Shaman, but over on the Troll Warlord, he doesn't have that much farm. I mean, to be completely honest, he has a couple of decent items, but he went double mid-game items, and I think that was a little bit much. If he would have, I think he would have been okay with just the Aquila. I don't know if he needed the poor man's shield. You know, that could be hindsight 2020, but Sky G, this is the I believe it's pronounced, I'm sorry if it's not, the Tita Dota. It's an Italian tournament. I'm one of the English casters, but it is based out of Europe. It is based out of the Italian tournament. So right now the Dire, if we take a look at the graphs here, the Dire are definitely in the head as far as net worth go, as well as experience go. That was an awkward dust. They meant to do that. And they didn't actually catch the Witch Doctor in that smoke either. So they're going to smoke. I think they might be going for Roche here with the Shadow Fiend Aura. Ooh, and they're going to run right into the Radiant team. Going to go right on this Troll Warlord. Stun going out. Mirana ult on top as well as the Snakes coming out. Let's see if they can get an egg off. Oh, the egg at the last second right now. Death Ward out on this Weaver, and there's really nothing he can do about it. The Shadow Fiend, lucky enough, stopped his ultimate. The Phoenix still diving on top. The Slark up here actually taking out the Mirana as well, and I didn't even see the Shadow Shaman go down. The Phoenix gonna finally find this Tiny once the Murano goes down. Pounce landing on the Tiny, and they should be able to get this. There's nothing the Tiny should be able to do about this. Unless he can juke his way out of this, he's going to actually run right into the Vengeful Spirit. And an awkward pounce, but the Tiny does still go down here. And the Dire, I think they've made their decision. I think they just might push instead of doing that Roche. They did not lose, and that was a, I believe, a 4-for-nothing trade. So they are even harder in the lead, above 5K as far as net worth is concerned, according to the graphs. And the Radiant coming out. An Arrow going to eat up the Venge right now. Maybe a little bit of a Shackle. Nope, just going to get an Ether Shock. Not probably going to want a Shackle because that Slark might have went on a pounce for that Shadow Shaman. But a pause coming out. And during this pause, guys, I'm going to turn these sounds down a little bit. It is a little bit loud. Going to adjust that just a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Back into the game while this pause is going down. I do not know. Let's see what we got. 200 ping. So going to have a little bit of a lag coming out on the Slark. So, chat. What's going on? I don't know how many people are in here right now. I am focusing on the game. I am not looking at chat at all times. So I do apologize if some of your questions do not get answered. Also, some of the people speaking, I don't know what you're speaking in chat. It could be Italian. It could be another European language. I only speak English. I'm sorry, I am not a very well-versed American. Sorry. But I will do the best I can. So, the Dire are going to be pinging out this Roche right now. Going to say, we could probably get this, guys, especially with Shadow Fiend's armor, aura. Going to be maxed out right now. So, -6 armor on the Roshan. Almost a Medallion of Courage. I think it's -1, right? Medallion is 7. Yes, it is. So just about a free Medallion of Courage out on the Shadow Fiends, and with the team, the heal as well from the Witch Doctor, easily going to be able to take this, and the damage reduction, or I mean, sorry, the damage increase from the Vengeful Spirit. Who are they going to give that to? Probably the Slark, to be honest, because he is that deep in. Ooh, another double damage as well. Probably give that, yeah, there we go, to the Slark. Slark's going to run in with that Shadow Blade, and if they catch the Radiant, they're going to do a lot of damage right now. The Slark probably wants to go on someone extremely squishy. Oh, he's going to run right into the Shadow Shaman. He's going to take him out. Hack's actually coming down as well as a Shackle, and they're going to... They almost able to take out that Slark, but unfortunately, the Shadow Rays as well as the Egg coming out, excuse me, taking out that Weaver. I didn't even see the Weaver. I saw the Shadow Shaman around to go down pretty fast. And a couple of Spirits. Still got that double damage rune on the Slark for, I believe, just a little bit more. Maybe they can get a few right clicks off on this tower. They can get this tower down pretty fast. I don't really think that the Radiant could do anything without their team, at least the Weaver. If they can get the Weaver, the Troll Warlord is actually completely not in the base right now. He doesn't even have a TP back. He'd have to sell one of his items to get a TP back right now. Shadow Fiend going to TP out, going to protect that top lane. I don't know if that was actually the best choice. If they get a good initiation from the Radiant, like, that mech actually saved this Lark a little bit. If the Radiant acted right now, they could be able to take out this. Oop, nice. But actually, there's still going to be a setup right now. If Tiny can get a good stun on this Slark before he Shadow Blades, nope. The Radiant did get a tower and the melee Rex. So they definitely were fortunate in that trade. And up top, that Shadow Fiend, when he TP'd in, he took out the Troll Warlord. Maybe Troll committed a little bit too much. But I feel like the Troll honestly should have been in base. I understand the need for the towers. I understand he wants to get at least some more towers to get that gold flow in their favor so they can start snowballing. But with him there, they honestly might have been able to do something down mid. Even if the Shadow Fiend TP'd top and then the Troll Warlord TP'd back, that means that the Shadow Fiend wouldn't have been able to been in that fight and they would have had the advantage. So I would have liked to see that. Ooh, and a double disconnect right now from the Witch Doctor and the Phoenix. So obviously a little bit of a problem as far as internet goes. Maybe they're in the same area. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. Hopefully we can get this game rolling because we got another game up soon. What time is it? What time is it right now? Yeah, we got another game in about 50 minutes-ish. So I do not know what that is. I do not know. Okay. Okay. So it looks like they're back in the game. Looks like nothing too serious was wrong. Just a little bit of a disconnect. And right now we can take a look again at the net worth charts. Ooh, 14k gold ahead right now. It looks like the Dire should be able to secure this game pretty fast. They might just go for a push down bot. Weaver still lacking any items of value. Unfortunate for this Weaver. Very, very unfortunate. That's not the graph I wanted to look at. Phoenix going to be going probably probably just going to rush right into the Shivas, with Shock. They're going to be able to get that Glimmer Cape, and then looking at a Aghanim Scepter Slark that Eye of Scotty picked up. And the Shadow Fiend with that Desolator just murdering people with as much armor reduction as he can put out right now. Tiny not be able to pick up that Aghanims very easily yet. It's almost 30 minutes, not an Aghanims, just went for that blink. And then unfortunately, and I believe it all stemmed from that blink up top with the miscommunication on when he was going to go in. Pounce on Slark, going to get that Scotty a little bit, but he doesn't have any vision. And unfortunately, a Shackle and an Ultimate, as well as can Slark make it out. He's just going to pop that Shadow Blade, and it looks like Venge actually might go down, but Troll for a Venge is a very good trade, as well as a Pounce on top of the Shadow Shaman. A few more people from the Dire just slowing down this Mirana. A Cask and a few right clicks from the Shadow Fiend. Now they're going to switch on to Tiny. Tiny tries to do something a little bit, and the Weaver now is left all by his lonesome. If this Weaver does not get out, it's going to be a full team wipe for the Radiant, and I don't think they have anything to defend with. Lucky for the Radiant, this Tier 2 tower up here is going to be here without a creep wave, so they're going to have a little bit of defense up here, but if the Dire just shove in a little bit hard, there's nothing the Radiant can do, at least for 20 seconds, 15 seconds, while the rest of the 4 members recuperate. Weaver's not going to be able to hold this out by himself, and with the armor pen from this Shadow Fiend, these towers are going to melt. They do not have a fort on the Radiant either, so they have nothing to defend this. They're going to be 3 up right now. Troll Warlord up in just 1 second. Tiny lagging a bit by 6 seconds. And if they can take out a few of these members, hopefully the Dire does not dive too far, does not get a little bit ahead of themselves. They are definitely in this game. They're definitely winning right now, but hopefully they don't throw. Victory here, I believe this is... I mean, excuse me if I'm wrong. Let me make sure before I say anything here. Translate to English. Yes. So this is a losers bracket, round 1. So the loser of this game facing elimination from the tournament. And looks like right now, I don't want to get a little bit ahead of myself. No, bad manner to the other team, but Victory definitely in a predicament right now. Pounce on the Troll Warlord, and Slark's going to eat an arrow with a little bit of an egg. I don't know if that egg was necessary. A little bit of a flub. They did get the Shadow Shaman, and they are going to be able to secure this ranged Rax mid, but there was a decent amount wasted. Venge going to eat an arrow, but they're not going to go on just a Venge Spirit. And it's now up to the Dire to rotate and go top, probably. And this is the last fight for the Radiant. The Radiant gonna need to step up their game a little bit. Gonna go see a little bit of an initiation on the Troll Warlord. Just gonna back him off. Shadow Fiend gonna eat an arrow. Force Staff off the Shadow Fiend just to get him out of that tiny stun. But he's just gonna be distracting them from the real problem, which is Slark up here taking the rack. Shadow Fiend, I think he's hit that Troll Warlord. He's gonna be off on his own a little bit. Nice arrow. Gonna see the Venge swap out, shave the Shadow Fiend's life. The Slark's going to come up, clean up the Mirana, double cask, triple cask. He'll be able to take out the Shadow Shaman. Tiny's up next, and the Weaver's down. I do not think the Radiant have a leg to stand on. I definitely think this is the final straw for the Radiant team. They have 30 seconds of free time to get all of the buildings they choose. Ping out the top, just say, hey guys, Objective Gaming, we need to take this up here. Very good showing from the Dire team, very strong. They started out actually very... disadvantageous. They started out on the underbelly of this game. The Radiant were very strong. Good ganks up on the Shadow Fiend. but unfortunately, I don't think the Weaver had a good lane. I think that he got shut out very, very hard, whereas the Phoenix was able to get a lot of experience. Phoenix was level 3 before 2.5 minutes. Phoenix was, I mean, if you take a look, let's see right now, take a look at these hero levels. Phoenix is 4th in hero levels, and she was an off lane, whereas Weaver is bottom of the chart. Weaver is basically, I mean, he's lower than all the supports right now. And I don't know if you can attribute that to his poor play, or if you can attribute that to as how well the Dire supports played. Vengeful Spirit over here just pushing down this bottom lane. Gonna get the creep wave moving for the rest of her team because, I mean, I don't even know if they need it. But Slark gonna have a pounce on this Weaver, not gonna be able to get anything out of it. Maybe being a little bit too far up, and he hits the dirt. I don't see them losing this game though, because if you look at top and mid, it is pushing in very, very heavy. Obviously, the Radiant do not want to tap out. It is their last chance in this tournament, but they want to fight to the end. Never give up, never surrender, folks. You never know what could happen. Obviously it might look grim for the Radiant, but if they get a good initiation, Mirana ult throw into a avalanche, and down goes the Phoenix as well. Now they're up. Death Ward going to be stopped immediately by the Hex, as well as a Shackle. That's a long Shackle. Going to be able to keep the Shackle going, and actually, do they even have any vision right now? They do not have vision. Nice TP out from the Witch Doctor. They did, however, still get 3. The Shadow Fiend was not there. Shadow Fiend backed off just in the nick of time. It looks like he's actually building a Monkey King bar. What is he building a Monkey King bar for? Oh, the evasion. I mean, there's not even the evasion. He didn't even go the full medallion. Or the full, I'm blanking again. And Weaver's Solar Crest. He didn't even go the full Solar Crest. But it's still a very good item. Nice damage, nice mini stun. Gonna see that Deso coming out though. I don't know what farm pal means, but I don't know if it means good. I don't think it means good. So right now I think that the Dire are just looking to recuperate, regroup, and push in that bottom lane. Looking to get a Roche actually right now. So if they can get this Roche, go down bot, get that double racks, and get mega creeps, they will easily be able to secure this game. Whereas Radiant are really looking for an advantage. They want to find something. Aghanim Scepter actually picked up in that tiny. So, I mean, I want to say they're in the game. I want to say that Tiny, is going to be able to get them this. But unfortunately, they did not catch that Roche fast enough. So the Dire team picked up a Roche, got a smoke coming out, or smoke popped, as well as the Shivas out on the Phoenix and the Ags up on the Witch Doctor. Gonna be able to find this Weaver, a stun coming out. And down goes the Weaver. How did they actually see him? Do they have a gem out? Oh, that's actually a Dire sentry right there. So, fortunate for the Dire, they got 30 seconds on that Weaver. He does have a low respawn time. However, it looks like the Slark was a little bit, a little bit far up for his sake, but he's playing like a madman here. They're just going to go ahead and secure these bottom racks for it being popped. But can they actually do anything? Swap coming out, Sentry as well. Going to see a throw coming up on the Tiny, arrow coming out, and Tiny's going to eat a lot of that Death Ward as well as the rest of the team. A few more bounces, not killing off the Mirana and the Shadow Shaman, but push them far back enough to where that they have to go back to the fountain. There's nothing they can do about these bottom racks. They're going to be able to easily get this Mega Creeps and secure this game. I don't see the Radiant out of this. This is definitely game secured, and a few more kills probably. The Radiant just holding on, just not giving up. Much commends to the Radiant. Nice try, guys. Very good showing from the Radiant. They did have a very strong early game. But it looks like Kiss Me Before Sex is going to secure this game. No forward on the Radiant, and that's going to be lower bracket round 1, guys. Very good showing by both teams, and I will see you in the next game in about 45 minutes. So make sure you guys stick around or follow the channel. Make sure you come on back. We will be doing round 2 of winners in about 45 minutes. Thanks a lot, guys.
should let the light shine through.